doubling your chances of success in business. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, head of a business department, head of marketing, or you just want to start your own business one day, I'm going to provide you tricks and tips and strategies that I've used, and I know they work because we've used them in multiple markets, in multiple businesses that we've been able to grow very quickly over a short span of time. And obviously, like everything else in the world, these aren't guaranteed to work. It takes a lot of hard work to make businesses run efficiently and effectively. So doing only these things are not going to guarantee your business does well, but as the title of the video suggests, I do think it will double your chances of success. And if you watch just a minute or two more of this video, I think you'll see why. So first off, the first thing you need to do is identify the top 10 core aspects of your business that make a meaningful difference in the eyes of your customers. So for example, one thing will probably be your actual product or service, what it includes, the details about it, what features or characteristics it has, and what benefits it has. Another thing that might be in your top 10 list is your website. Maybe if your website's more professional, it'll be more well trusted. Another thing that might make a difference is your team. Who do you have on your team? What do the bios look like? What do they look like when they're presented on your website? Are they authoritative? Have they written books? What type of authority figures do you have on your team? Another thing to consider might be your customer service process. Maybe your business is very coaching related or hands-on oriented or customer service intensive for some reason. So your customer service processes should be one of the top 10 core components of your business. So anyways, write down these top 10 core components and then look around to your industry and identify who your top 3 competitors are. Look around and see who has a business that's so big and successful within your exact niche that if you could compete with them on the same level or even be in the same ballpark, your business would be big enough and successful enough that you would be able to survive and eventually thrive. In many businesses and fields, there are embedded competitors that, say, I know one industry where the embedded competitors that dominate the space, there's 2 or 3 of them, they all make over $100 million a year. Now, if you can just be considered in the same ballpark as them, even if you're on the very fringe and you're considered somewhat in the same league, you could do somewhat well for yourself if you're running your own small business and make $1 million a year or $3 million a year. And that's just one example. The numbers in your industry might be completely different. But the point is, find the top 3 competitors that you want to emulate and be better than eventually. And what you do is you look at all 10 of your core components of your business and examine them one by one on each of these 3 websites. And that might sound complex, you have to analyze 30 different things, but it's really not. If you start just with a one-page piece of paper or a Word document and take notes, it goes very quickly. To start with, you could look at the company's websites. Look at all 3 of their websites and note what works. Does somebody use click-to-chat software? Does somebody have great graphic design? Does somebody have a very simple and easy to navigate website like Google or Apple's? Does somebody have a very well-defined brand image? Does somebody else have a very detailed frequently asked questions section? Does somebody else present free videos or a great free blog or newsletter? Take notes on the best things that each of these 3 companies do, and then make sure that when you launch your business or this new service, that you include every single best practice that you're taking notes on from those 3 companies in your own website, in your own business. And if you do this for all 10 areas, you're going to greatly increase your chances of succeeding. You do this in customer service, you do this in your internal processes and how you work, you do this in your branding, you do this in your product features, characteristics, and benefits, you do this in how you construct your team, and you basically are improving your chances of success for 2 reasons. One, you're avoiding the mistake of innovating so much. You have to educate your customer. They're used to working with your competitors probably, or at least seeing them, and they're familiar with how they work. You're also avoiding making a mistake just out of pure innocent ignorance of not knowing how the market works or what people expect. If you follow the market leaders and use their best practices and integrate them into your business, then you're going to avoid that mistake. And then next, you're also going to pick up on things which maybe they've spent 10 years, 20 years, and possibly several hundreds of thousands of dollars researching, experimenting with, and you're picking up those best practices for free simply by going to their website, lifting those off, and then integrating those in your business in your own original combination way. Obviously, you should never steal any idea, any trademarked image, any trademark process or patented product or idea, but you should definitely look at these best practices, weave them all together, and then integrate them within your company. Now, the next thing you have to do is basically remember that nobody will buy from you instead of these other competitors if you look generic. So after combining all these best practices, you just have to end that and top that off with figuring out what your unique selling proposition is. And that could be a different price structure, it could be a different model, such as a membership website instead of a product for sale, it could be added coaching or a huge list of added bonuses you get with your membership or with your product sale. It could be any number of things which you're going to have to answer for your niche and your targeted customer. But the point is, if you take all these best practices, combine them in your own original meshed way, and then add on a unique selling proposition, you'll have a very powerful business that can secure a foothold in many industries that otherwise would be very challenging to break into. So thank you for joining us for this video session. And again, this is businesstraining.com, where you can double your qualifications and boost your income.